Ronaldo made a statement that Portugal had won nothing before Cristiano, which is true, but the sentiment behind the statement is where things become interesting, because for years, Ronaldo fans have used a similar argument during debates against Messi. They often argue that Messi arrived in an Argentina that was already shaped by Diego Maradona, and claim that Ronaldo built Portugal from nothing. They claim that he transformed an irrelevant football nation into a powerhouse all by himself, but that version of history is simply not true. And the irony is, Haaland is the player doing what Ronaldo fans claim Ronaldo did for Portugal, because when you compare Portugal before Ronaldo and Norway before Haaland, the differences are impossible to ignore. Portugal before Ronaldo had already produced some of football's greatest icons. Norway before Haaland were fairly unknown in the World Cup. Portugal before Ronaldo had already reached a World Cup semi-final, while Norway before Haaland had not appeared at a single World Cup since 1998. Portugal before Ronaldo had legends like Eusebio, while Norway only had Ragnar and Floki. So let's compare both of the situations side by side and break down why. Let's go back in history. Before Ronaldo was born, a player called Eusebio took Portugal to the third place of the 1966 World Cup finals. That is still the best finish the country has ever had, and he also won the Golden Boot while doing it by scoring 9 goals. And no other player in history has scored 9 goals in a single World Cup tournament since Eusebio. He even helped his team come back from a 3-goal deficit against Korea when he scored 4 goals. So Portugal already had incredible moments and success at the World Cup before Ronaldo. Now look at Norway. Before this tournament in 2026, their only World Cup appearance was in 1998, and even then they got knocked out in the round of 16. That's it. No semi-final, no Golden Boot winner, nothing you would put in a highlight reel. There was no legacy for Haaland to inherit, while Ronaldo already had a legend setting records for Portugal. Portugal had already qualified 3 times, 1966, 1986 and 2002, before a 21-year-old Ronaldo made his World Cup debut in 2006. Norway had not qualified once in 28 years before Haaland dragged them there by scoring 16 goals in just 8 World Cup qualifying matches. 16 goals with Norway. This is what it means to say a player carried a nation on his back. Now let's compare that to Cristiano Ronaldo's first World Cup qualifiers. During the qualifying campaign, the top scorer was not Ronaldo, it was Pauleta, who scored 9 goals to help secure Portugal's place in the tournament. And when Portugal arrived at the World Cup, the difference in support for Ronaldo and Haaland became more obvious, because Ronaldo had Deco, who had just finished second in the 2004 Ballon d'Or rankings, and he also had Luis Figo, who was already a Ballon d'Or winner and one of the greatest players of his generation. And the squad had Luis Felipe Scolari, the same manager who had just led Brazil to the 2002 World Cup title. The Portuguese team was overflowing with experience and elite talent. In fact, they were once referred to as the golden generation. The same cannot be said for Erling Haaland's Norway, because outside of Martin Odegaard, there are very few other players in this squad that the average football fan would immediately recognize. Norway is not stacked with global superstars, nor is it filled with Ballon d'Or contenders. Did you see what I did here? Nor. Back to the video. Yet, despite that, Haaland still rose to the occasion. At the World Cup this year, he has already scored 7 goals, including a brace against Brazil that helped send Norway into the quarter-finals. Meanwhile, in Ronaldo's first World Cup, despite being surrounded by world-class teammates, he managed just a single goal, a penalty against Iran. When you compare the two journeys, one player was supported by an established football powerhouse, while the other is the powerhouse. Even though Cristiano Ronaldo has won 3 major trophies with Portugal, including the Euros 2016, the Nations League in 2019 and the Nations League in 2025, we cannot ignore the contributions of the teammates around him, because he did not win the Euros 2016 by carrying that team on his back. He scored scored 3 goals in the tournament, and Nani also scored 3 goals. And in the final itself, after Ronaldo went off injured with tears in his eyes, it was Eder, a substitute, who scored the goal that actually won them the trophy. And that's not a slight on Ronaldo's efforts. He still led the team, but the reality is that Portugal's win came as a result of a complete team effort, with different players stepping up at crucial moments. That's very different from tournaments where one player clearly drives his nation to glory. For example, think of Ronaldo Nazario at the 2002 World Cup. He finished as the tournament's top scorer with 8 goals, including 2 goals in the final against Germany to deliver Brazil's 5th World Cup. Or Messi in 2022, where he scored 7 goals, including 2 of them in the final, taking Argentina to their first World Cup title in many years. Messi also won the Player of the Tournament award, and Ronaldo Nazario won the Golden Boot. But in the Euros 2016, even though Portugal won, Griezmann still took the Golden Boot and the Player of the Tournament. At the 2019 Nations League, it was Ronaldo's teammate Bernardo Silva that won the Player of the Tournament, while Alexander Mitrovic took the Golden Boot. And in Ronaldo's last win with his national team, which was the 2025 Nations League, it was Victor Gyökeres who won the Golden Boot, and once again another Portuguese player that won the Player of the Tournament award. This just shows that in some cases, Ronaldo's teammates clearly contributed more to the team than even he did. Now let's be clear, this is not an argument that Haaland is greater than Cristiano Ronaldo. He is not, at least not yet. Ronaldo's career is one of the greatest football has ever seen. His longevity, achievements, records, and trophies put him among the immortals of the game. But that is not the argument. The argument is about the influence on the national team. And when Ronaldo fans claim that Ronaldo built Portugal from nothing, they do this by ignoring Portuguese football history. They ignore Eusebio, they ignore Portugal's World Cup pedigree, they ignore the generations that came before Ronaldo. Ronaldo did not create Portugal's football legacy, he expanded it. But Haaland is actually doing what people claimed Ronaldo did. He took a nation absent from the World Cup for 28 years and dragged them to football's biggest stage. He scored 16 goals in the qualification and already has 7 goals in his first World Cup tournament. He has become the face of an entire football revival, and if that's not taking a nation from nothing to something, then what is? Because in the end, Ronaldo continued a footballing nation's legacy, while Haaland has created a new one. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and comment if you think I got the analysis right, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.